Namaste, everyone. I hope you guys are doing great. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be about the Venus and Mercury conjunction, which is going to happen in the sign of Cancer from 21st of August till 30th of August, right? So let's learn about what results we can have in the matters of love, creativity, and communication for these 10 days or approximately 9 days, actually. Uh, Before that, if you guys are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon below. You can check out the link in the description box, www.anmollastrology.com. Under reading and unique reading section, you can book a personal reading for yourself. And for your, learning astrology from me, you can also check out the courses under the courses option at the same website. Before I start with Venus and Mercury, I just want to take a minute to discuss something, you know, and this is something I've been experiencing since a very long time. So today it was just something, just I wanted to discuss because we are making this video. So I didn't get time for the whole day. I was planning to make this video for the whole day, but because of my daughter, she needed me, and I wasn't able to make this video. And then I was not feeling well too to make a video today. But then something happened. I thought that why don't I just think about what the Venus and Mercury conjunction would do and just frame my predictions, just write it down and feel the energy of Venus and Mercury. And we are going to talk about that, how brilliantly creative this energy is, right? And I just started feeling good. For some reason, I just started feeling good as soon as I started making out predictions for Venus and Mercury conjunction in the sign of Cancer. So, my motto of basically telling you guys this is that planets do wonderful job. As an astrologer, since I talk about planets, think about them, analyze through them every day, every minute of the hour, I guess, that's why just have started feeling that planets are now talking to me. Many times while doing a consultation as well, it's not that I actually hear whispers in my ear, but sometimes I do get some messages from the planets which are more intuitive based. I know I'm not a clairvoyant person. I'm not an intuitive person, of course. I'm not that, I don't do Kriya Yoga every day. I don't do meditation every day, to be very honest, because I do remember my God, but I don't, do a 1 hour practice of meditation. But it's just that planets do communicate with us. If we try to align with them, they do communicate. And I felt that Venus Mercury video would definitely be the perfect example for me to talk about it. Right? So before me talking about what does Venus and Mercury would do in the transit in the sign of Cancer, let me tell you, if you want to understand Venus and Mercury as a male or a female, I will just give you a perfect example. You see those males who who go intense and dark when they are in love. They won't care what anyone thinks. They will have such a huge bunch of hair and just tie them down, very neatly tie them down, and but be very, very creative. They are painters, they are travelers. Those are the Venus and Mercury in specifically Cancer. For the women, you see those women nowadays, they love to wear sari, they love to wear a bindi along with sari, right? And they love to have that aesthetic black and white photographs and an aesthetic in their surroundings with all the plants, all the black and white theme or beige or these colors theme. That is Venus and Mercury in the sign of Cancer for a female. So that's the energy and that's the beauty which Venus and Mercury brings together. So I have done a video definitely on Venus and Mercury conjunction. What does it mean in the natal chart? But today we are not going to talk about the natal chart, but we are going to talk about the transit. This transit is happening on 21st of August, right? And it will be there. Like Mercury will still be in the sign of Cancer till 30th of August before it moves forward in the sign of Leo. Right? So in the conjunction, of course, Venus is going to have the lowest degree throughout. Venus is about beauty, pleasure, devotion, creativity. Venus is your attention, your balance, your possession. What do you like to possess? How your lifestyle is, where your income is going to come from. That is Venus. Mercury, on the other hand, is your logical self. It's your mind. Venus would be your heart, right? Moon would be your emotions, and uh, Mercury would be your mind, and that too the logical side of the mind, right? Mercury is the planet of communication. It's the planet of your skills. It's the planet of your ability to express oneself. It's also the planet of, how you communicate and what do you like to communicate about, how your skills are formed. That is Mercury. When Venus and Mercury come together, they make a very good combination of when your heart attaches to your mind and vice versa. Your mind also attaches to your heart. Now we are putting this conjunction into the sign of Moon, which is all about home, which is all about the home, emotions, inner healing, inner emotions, heart space, and your personal space. So when Venus gets conjunct with Mercury, people are going to start expressing themselves through communication, and specifically either the way of poetry or the way of writing or the way of music. It's a beautiful conjunction to have. If you want to propose your counterpart, do it between these 9 days. If you want to express someone your love, do that in this 9 days. Venus and Mercury are very misunderstood, but it actually merely depends on the zodiac sign they are in, right? They are misunderstood for being like so promiscuous, so flirtatious with everyone, but only if their affliction, if the affliction is there, if they are afflicted, only then this happens. Otherwise, this is one of the combinations which would align you spiritually. You're getting the second and the seventh lord conjunct with the third and the sixth house, third and the sixth lords, and all of it is coming into the fourth house. The results would be that people are going to start expressing using words, writing, music, research. They will spend a lot of time within the home or prefer going out at places like which are like home, like Airbnb, staycations, or hotels. People would also, start decorating their home. They would start, buying books on knowledge, on spirituality, and on love connections, and to build stronger foundations. Because the sign of Cancer and the fourth house is one of the houses very, very responsible for the foundation of your life. Whether it's the foundation of your, career, it's the foundation of your, love life, your marriage, anything. It just works around with everything, as in when you're working towards stability. And when Venus comes with Mercury in the sign of Cancer or in the fourth house, there is some hollowness which is always there deep down within the heart of a person. And they always want to heal that. They always want to heal that side. That's why this comes out in the form of classical music. This comes out in the form of arts, paintings. Many people would actually indulge themselves into artistic endeavors. Right? So overall, this is a brilliant transit to happen to heal from the past retrograde energies, right? And the confusing energies. Now, the negatives. The negatives would be that since this is Mercury is very, very particular. The good part is that Mercury is not going to come in the lower degrees from Venus. Venus is going to stay in the lower degrees. That means that there can be intense emotional connections or emotional detachments or emotional traumas that you would deal with. This is the time when you are going to remember all those timelines in your life, all those times where you felt something way deep, either within your childhood or within your, present. You are going to reminisce about those memories, whether good or bad. But of course, those memories are going to be heartfelt, they're going to be overwhelming, but you would indulge with them, you would think about them. And it's not about healing. It's not typically about healing, but rather it's about feeling all of it and just having that thought that, yes, this was something I felt sometime with someone, and let's just embrace it. It depends whichever planet you have in the sign of Cancer, that is going to show the flavor with this. But on a whole, it is going to tell you your creation, your past, your memories. It is going to bring out that for you. Mercury, when being conjunct with Venus, it also brings out conflicts because Mercury is the natural lord of the third and the sixth house. Whenever Mercury gets connected with Venus in the sign of Cancer, it will bring about emotional struggles that you have to deal and you have to take care of. It does bring in debates or arguments or even your expression where your tears may fall down while expressing that this is something that I feel and this is something I want you to understand. This is my conflict in love, you know. That is what this Venus and Mercury in the sign of Cancer means. It's definitely a heavy placement. I would not consider this to be a placement which is not going to affect you at all or is going to affect on the surface. This is something related, something which is deep rooted and is going to be dealt with a lot of depth because it is happening in the water sign. Right? So that's my understanding of Venus and Mercury. Let's just quickly go over each and every ascendant so as to know how it is going to affect you. Remember, I'm not going to use the whole Prashna chart. I'm just going to use the placement wherever your Cancer sign falls so as to communicate that for these 10 days, what would take your attention. Okay, so let me share the screen. There we go. So we are going to start with the Sagittarius ascendant. So for Sagittariuses, this is happening in the 8th house. Venus, Mercury, and Moon. Definitely you are feeling intense with your emotions. At the same time, you are having that, feeling of love, feeling of expressing yourself, but not just like randomly expressing yourself, but expressing in a very creative and secretively deep manner. So Mercury, Moon, Venus would also you know, give you a lot of knowledge related to occult. So if you are into occult already, these 9 days could actually be really good for you to do intense research and to understand astrology or to understand deep, dark secrets in a very positive and creative manner. This even shows that you're going to enjoy a very good time with your partner. This is the time for you to go out on dates with your partner or to actually indulge with someone new. So anything like that could happen. But having these in the 8th house, it can give actually sudden events to you. But these sudden events are definitely going to be emotional and emotionally effective. So it's definitely a beautiful placement in your eighth house. Yes, these planets do make a person go into deep thoughts when it is in the eighth house. It makes you go, into deep overthinking as well. But when it is considered, deep overthinking, deep thoughts also bring out the best of your personality, the best of your thoughts as well. We say that the best of the thoughts come when a person sits alone. That is what is happening for you people, right? And there can be some sudden realizations to you as well, or sudden encounters within your love life as well. Okay, now next we have the sign of Capricorn. For Capricorn individuals, this is happening in the seventh house. And since at the very day when this Venus is, entering the sign of Cancer, we do have Moon also with that. This is actually creating a kind of, Raj Yoga kind of situation, with specifically this ascendant. So Venus, Moon, and Mercury in the seventh house can give you a lot of overthinking related to your partner. Maybe you are thinking that whether should I propose, whether should I express my love to that lady or to that man. But if that is the question, you should. Mercury coming with Moon actually gives a lot of overthinking to an individual. So it's like that the expression is there, the feeling is there, and the attraction, the strong attraction is there. But the only problem is the action. For the action, you're being very, very calculative, very evaluative. But let's just, just for a while, just think about your feelings and do not think about whether the person is going to judge me rightly or not. So this is a time for you to just express yourself in your relationships. And also, if there has been any sort of problems, any sort of feelings that you have kept hidden in regards of your relationship with others, it's your time to actually express them. Also, this shows that you can also start a endeavor, like a creative endeavor, a creative business, because seventh house is also the house of business. So these planets coming here would also basically appreciate your creativity, right? People are going to look towards you in a very appreciative way, in a very creative and artistic way. So you can even do that, right? Now, the next would be the sign of Aquarius. For Aquariuses, this is happening in the sixth house. So, although this conjunction is beautiful for creation, for creativity, but this conjunction coming into your sixth house, because it is sixth house, the house of enemies, this can actually create an enemy-like situation in your surroundings and also specifically in your workplace. It could even be that for this matter, you are actually feeling some burden from the past related to your relatives or your relationships. That conflict is coming into your mind and you are feeling down with that particular emotion. So it's your time to heal this side of yours, heal this trauma of yours. It's very, very necessary for you to speak to someone like a therapist, or speak to someone you think who's going to guide you for your for your feelings, who's going to appreciate your feelings, right? But be very careful of unnecessary politics which can come around within your workspace, specifically through females. And look after your health as well. Some minute problems can come around related to either nervous system or your digestion, or if you are a female, then related to the PCOD, PCOS kind of problems. So your lifestyle needs to get in balance. Definitely your lifestyle and your health needs to improve and get better as well. Right. Next, we have the sign of Pisces. For Pisces individuals, this is happening in the fifth house. Beautiful conjunction, beautiful presence for you to actually learn something creative, do some creative endeavor, follow your passion, Venus, Moon, Mercury coming into the fifth house can also create some emotional misunderstanding within your love encounters, and it can make you feel quite heavy on the mind because fifth house is about your intelligence. So when such planets come here, that means that your intelligence is basically having the load of emotions at the same time. That's why the logic is somehow being compromised by emotional decisions. So, definitely, your decisions are going to be backed by emotions for this matter, your expression and everything. This is the time for you to actually keep your emotions forward and keep your logical mind on the backside. Okay. Now we have the sign of Aries. For Aries individual, Venus, Moon, and Mercury is conjunct in the fourth house. It's a very playful time for you to actually be playful with yourself, like, to, embrace your qualities, to embrace your creativity. This is actually, when I was talking about people are going to try to, I think I said, so many times. I'm realizing that just. I told you guys that people are going to start decorating their home. That is specifically for the Aries people. They would want to decorate their home. They would want to bring in some changes within their home. They would want to stay at home, cook. Like nowadays, there's rainy season in India, right? In the northern part of India. So most of the people and even the men are not going at work because of the heavy rain and blocked roads, and they are making pakoras. At least that is happening in my home. So that could be also one of the factors. But this also means that you would want to have a comfortable time during these 9 days. You would want to have some time off from all the disturbance of the career, and you would just want to take care of yourself, of your skills, of your qualities. And this is the time for you to sit, have a cup of tea, and read books by just looking at the nature. That is the scenario that I see for you guys. But definitely, it can bring about sudden events within your home, sudden ups and downs within your home as well, where your evaluative mind and your emotional intelligence would be required and will play a very important role. Now, next we have the sign of Taurus. For Taurus individuals, Venus, Moon, and Mercury is in the third house. Because of the presence in the third house, you would want to sculpt your body. You want to do something great with your body. You want to shape that back into, a very fit body. So that is what would be your concern. And even you will be appreciative of the ones who are actually doing that for themselves, who are working on their physique. This is also a time of beautiful communication. There can be communication with someone from the past, a past friend or a past love encounter with whom you will have a very, very emotional bonding and very emotional communication for the understanding. Of course, it depends that how their planets are placed and how your other planets are placed, whether to say or not that they are going to reciprocate or respect your emotional interaction, right? But this is something which would happen. And along with that, this also shows me great taste in music, and also a person would incline themselves a lot towards music and learning music and expressing yourself through poetry or music or your writing or your paintings. Okay, this can even give you a sudden shift within the relationship with your younger sibling, a sudden emotional awakening with your younger sibling. Okay, next we have the sign of Gemini. For Gemini individuals, this is happening in the second house. Definitely, you are either going to make a huge investment or a minute investment. You just are going to make an investment either on, on luxury or on communication devices or on the aesthetic of your home. My daughter is crying outside. Okay. Her bua is with her. I can hear that. So usually when she cries, I wait for 5 minutes to see whether she's crying out of a dramatic cry or she's crying out of genuine cry. Or otherwise, I would have paused it right now. But no, I think her sisters are gone to their tuition. That's why she's not feeling well. Okay. So Venus, Moon, and Mercury in the second house, this can actually give you a lot of overthinking related to the finances for some reason. But at the same time, they would actually make you invest somewhere, invest your money either into jewelry, and either you would have to provide that money to your mother or or your sister or even your wife, so as to buy jewelry or something if you are a male. If you are a female, so this could play out with your mother, with yourself, with your spouse as well, and with your young sibling as well, especially female. But this also shows you that you are going to buy jewelry, or you're going to make some assets, you're going to make some investments. This is also a good time for you to do some structural changes within your workspace and also within your uh, home as well. Okay. Now, there can be a sudden burst of wealth also. For some reason, I do see either it's a burst of wealth or it is that you are going to spend on something very, like luxury or a major expenditure would arise basically. Now, next we have the sign of Cancer. So, Venus, Moon, and Mercury in the ascendant, you would want to definitely change your appearance. You would want to change your appearance, but not to get other people's attention, but to actually feel good within yourself. It's your me time going on. It's your self-love going on, right? So you're definitely feeling quite emotional, quite inclined with your family, with yourself, with your choices. And when Pushya dominance is there, it also means that there can be some misunderstandings that can arise out of emotions. So you have to be clear with your communication. It is very much necessary. Although this is a time you will be getting all the attention in the world, all the attention in your surroundings as well. You would actually, it's not just that you would try to look good, but you will naturally attract other people through your charm. This is the time. This is going to give you, interest into music and also interest into just, it is going to give you beauty with calm, something something you want to enjoy in in solitude, in your own calm environment. So it's also a mature timeline. It's also a maturity, a realization kind of days, right? Now next we have the sign of Leo. For Leo individuals, this is happening in the 12th house, Mercury, Moon, and Venus, creatively expressing yourself. This could even initiate travel, overseas travel, or just a staycation, a beautiful staycation with the family, with the ones you love, and having a good time with them. At the other end, also, this is the time for provision. You would be thinking more than ever to provide your family or provide the ones you love or do something for them, right? Because Mercury, Moon, and Venus, although this is a very, very self centered conjunction, but when it comes to the 12th house and at the same time, Mars is in the second house, this means that you're going to make some expenditures out of your humanitarian responsibilities or your responsibilities towards the family for provision, right? So this is your time where you're going to let go of your ego, which I must have talked about in Sun and Ketu conjunction with you. And along with that, it is all about you expressing yourself through your actions and in solitude, right? You would definitely isolate yourself, but this isolation is going to make you grow. It is going to make you grow your mindset, your skills, and everything else, your knowledge as well. Okay. And it could even give you a secretive relationship as well. First, to some people, it depends where the other placements are. Now, next we have the sign of Virgo. For Virgos, this is happening in the 11th house. Definitely, you're going to be gaining from your mother, from female sisters, from sisters, and from the wife or the spouse. This is the time. These 9 days are for you to enjoy, to be out there, to think about yourself, your associations with other, getting back with your friends, going out with them, expressing and connecting with a lot of people, and a lot of mature mindset people, not just immature individuals or just random flings. It's more about the foundation that you create through your desires, through your social circle. That's what it is creating. But you know what? This could even attract very jealous females. So you need to take care of that within your workspace, because you might actually have some hidden enemies within your workspace, and especially women who are jealous, who are feeling a bit, you know, but not very healthy towards you. Okay. And at the same time, this could actually give you a love encounter. This could bring about a love, association for you, a love realization for you. Okay. So, good time to socialize, good time to be out there and explore. So now for the Libra ascendant, for Libra individuals, this is happening in the 10th house. There can be some changes that are going to happen within your career. And it also means that you might be motivated to start something on your own, start something based on your skills. Right? So having Mercury, Moon, Venus in the 10th house is like you are getting you definitely will get ups and downs within your career, but you will also learn the intelligence to how to handle the fluctuations of the career, right? Your social presence would be quite high at this time, although you do have Ketu in the 11th house. This would also show that you will have to work hard and struggle towards expressing yourself in love. Or it could even mean that you have decided on to get married to someone and they ask you to prove your worth. This can also be for some people. For others, it's more about their career, adopting some creative measures within their career. Okay. And this could even give you some emotional talks with your father. Now, the last one would be the Scorpio. The Scorpio ascendant, you're getting this in the 9th house, Mercury, Moon, and Venus. It's all about your spirituality, your spiritual understanding. You are going to just shift your beliefs related to spirituality, related to your beliefs in life. There's going to be a shift triggered by emotions, shift triggered by something very emotional that will happen and transform the way you think, the way you believe in either a religion or spirituality or in sciences like occult. Okay. And this could even make you travel. This would make you involved in learning higher lessons or higher knowledge related to something divine. Okay. So Mercury, Moon, Venus at the same time in the 9th house lets a person enjoy. But be careful that your studies, if you are a student, your studies should not be compromised by this. But definitely, I do feel there's a major shift that you are realizing in aspect of your career, and you might want to take some knowledge related to some creative endeavor and take that forward within your career. So this is the starting of that period for you. Okay, guys. So this was my analysis for Venus and Mercury conjunction in the sign of Cancer. I might make another video on how Venus is going to do in Cancer or how Mercury is going to do in Leo. But right now, I'm trying to focus on the important conjunctions which are happening in the transits, because everyone is going to tell you the transit in the sign, but the conjunctions actually do play a lot of, a very, very significant and important role, right? Because whenever we say that in Hindi, na, that whenever there are two utensils, they will always, they will always crush each other, or they will always, what do we call it in English? They will always make some noise together. So that is what it happens. Okay. So, yes, guys, this was my analysis. We'll see you next time with another video. Till then, bye bye. Take care.